everyone. Welcome to Beyond the Veil with Adina. I am Adina if you're new around these parts, and I am your resident hostess with the mostest on this channel, as well as your resident medium oracle, prophetess, priestess, wise woman, woo lady, necromancer, practitioner, crazy person, and all the things that we have been called in this walk of life. And I do all of those things here on this channel. So if you're new and you just found out that I do all of those things and you're not into that, I understand. I just invite you to leave just as peacefully as you have come so that you don't disturb or disrespect yourself, first and foremost, as well as my community, whom I love and adore and protect. If you are new around here and you're into that kind of stuff, welcome to Beyond the Veil. I invite you to make yourself at home. It's pretty comfy, cozy, and friendly around here. So, welcome to all of my return viewers, my OG watchers, my busted babies, bush watchers, and everything in between. Welcome back to Beyond the Veil and happy Saturday, happy day of Saturn. To all of you, thank you, YouTube, for hosting me on your platform, and thank you for sending out the notification alert to all of my subscribers who have their notification alerts on that I am live. I greatly appreciate your cooperation in these endeavors on this day of Saturn. Hello, Sammy. How are you this Saturday? Everyone else, please, as you enter the live, please just drop a like or let me know how you're doing on this day in the chat. I am checking up on you officially, so just let me know how you are. How's your day going? Hey, Chi Chi. Happy Saturday. Hello, Celebrity Tarot. This is a Let's Chat. I am going to kick it off, but you guys can let me know what you guys want to discuss. I kind of am liking these Let's Chat because it's less work that I have to do to figure out who to talk about when there is nobody in my spirit that I want to talk about. And the things that I do feel inclined to talk about, I do so in my members' lives. So you guys tell me today. Hello, Adorned. How are you, honey? I'm doing excellent. Thank you all. Fresh from the gym, so I feel good. I feel energized, heart's pumping, blood's flowing, Eliano's in the cup. So I'm doing excellent. Thank you. I am going to get this Let's Chat kicked off. Hello, beautiful Sissy. Sissy from the block. If y'all ain't know, Sissy is from the Bronx, I think. I don't know which borough she's from, but shout out to all the boroughs in New York and all the baddies who are produced in them. You just left the gym too, Sammy? This was Sammy in the gym. Actually, it was me, but sure. Oh, the Bronx is ill. I've heard that. They say the Bronx is where all the Ugmos in New York live. Is that true? Do the Ugmos live in the Bronx in New York? I don't know. I think everybody's beautiful in their own way. It was somewhere online. They said Queens is where the Queens are. Yep, Sissy says yes, the Bronx is where the Ugmos are. So you're from Bed-Stuy. Okay, I don't know nothing about Bed-Stuy, but hey, Zachy Poo. Oh, where Biggie's from. Baby. Okay, Sissy from the Caesar Mafia. Not the Caesar Mafia, the Junior Mafia. Uh, uh, uh. sissy on the track with the ass looking fat. She ain't from the Bronx because she said they produce rats. Uh, uh, okay, that's it for right now. Anyways, y'all, please tell the producers don't hit my DMs. No, I don't want to come to your studios. No, I don't want to get on your tracks. No, I don't want to sign to your label. Simmer down now, simmer down. Look at the celebs from the Bronx. I don't know. Jenny, Jennifer Lopez is Cardi. Aw. Okay, well, we won't get you started on Cardi B because we got enough of her out of the system last night. So this is a Let's Chat for all of you. Can you say we love you, Tekka? I sure can if I knew who that was. Because I saying we means I speak for me and the chat and the Busted Baby Brigade, and we don't know who Tekka is. So who's Tekka? I can say I love Tekka, and then I can ask if anyone else does. Tekka is a raper or rapper? What do you mean? Are you missing a P, or is that supposed to be what? You're confusion me. Lil Tekka? Lil Tekka is a rapper? Lil Tekka is a rapper. Love is a bit much. I don't use that word lightly, but shout out to Lil Tekka. Brr, brr. I don't know if that's what he does, but in my mind, shout out to Lil Tekka. Brr, 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 brr. Lil Tekka on the track. It's in the back. And it's whack. And some count stacks. What? Lil Tekka, don't hit my line. Simmer down. Don't be a groupie. You like his music? I don't know that man, but brr, 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 brr. Lil Tekka on the track. Shout out to the best hype man and hype woman in the game. That's me. The best hype woman in the game. Everybody want me. Everybody want me on the track or in the back. Some count stacks and some. He got a song called Ransom and it's good. Hey yo, Lil Tekka on the track. Brr, brr. Hold them niggas for ransom on a Thursday. Hit them into something in the worst way. And something I gave them back on the Friday. And something I did this my way. What? Lil Tekka gonna send me a cease and desist immediately. Or a contract. Shout out to all the rappers who want me to feature on their tracks. Anyways, all right. So before I begin, this is a Let's Chat. I did see your request, celebrity. You know, more and more and more Celebrity Tarot convinces me that she is somebody in Oprah's camp, but somebody that's not supposed to be speaking like this. Because Taraji, how very Oprah of you, Celebrity Tarot. How very Oprah of you. You are never going to beat those allegations with me, honey. Ever. Ever. By the fight, tell Lil Tech I said, brr, brr. All right. So before I begin with the Let's Chat, I did see you guys' request, you guys. Jay-Z and Beyonce, their song flopped. You know, the funny thing about that, I'll put them on the list. Sissy, I like that song Morning Dew, but I just like the version with Beyonce. So yeah, when she dropped her version, I haven't heard that. I heard it was an old song. I had never heard it. But I liked it. I really, really liked it. Hey, Kimmy. And then I just briefly heard the snippet with JC. I didn't hear the whole song. And I said, now, how is it a diss track? What happened to the morning dew and the love and the feels and the hot sex in the morning? Why he so mad? He got his wife talking about giving him some morning sex. Why you so mad? Just an old grumpy man. Just be mad as hell. Just grumpy as hell. Just wake up. Hey, babe, what you want for breakfast? I don't eat no damn breakfast. Hey, babe, you want to get in the studio today? You're damn right. I got something to say. Hey, babe, you want some sex this morning? Yeah, and by the way, I got something to say. It's just old and ornery. Tell them damn kids to sit down somewhere. Blue, tell them damn roommate, sir, sit down somewhere. I'm tired. My back hurt. I got the gout. Jay-Z, boy, if I had Beyonce singing Morning Dew to me in the morning with her doo-doo, her donkey donk, why the hell would I hop on her track then? Yeah, and by the way, I got something to say. Jigger all in your face. And said I was wearing her lace. Why is you so mad? It's Beyonce. Right, and then she came back and said, shut the fuck up. I said, oh, they must have heard my thoughts. Let me shut up. I was just like, okay, don't shut the fuck up. I was like, what? Don't. I ain't never heard Beyonce cuss and yell at me like that. In all her career of being Beyonce, she never told nobody to shut the fuck up. I said, what kind of morning do y'all got? If that's how the morning sex is being laid down these days, I'ma just keep on sitting. I'ma just keep on keeping my panties to myself because the morning dew these days got people cranky. It's supposed to be the best part of your day, like Folgers in your cup. Somebody peed and they morning dew. So anyways, yeah, I'll do them. The fight is back. Did you bring little brr, brr? So yeah, maybe if they hadn't told everybody to shut the fuck up, it might have did better. But we did what they told us to do. At least I did. You know, even when she did bow down and said bow down, bitches, it was still very bow down hoes. I'm the baddest bitch in the club and they know. They see it in my clothes. And then she and her husband both told us. So I said, oh. I didn't even want to make eye contact. I just did everything but listen. So yeah, but anyways, before we begin, that was funny. Um, Before I begin the Let's Chat and letting you guys rule the roast today, I did want to do a quick little thing as an oracle because I knew you guys were going to be making me shoot the shits today, but I'm going to get the Lord's work out of the way. And while I'm not going to go into any specifics or do any reading on any specific person, I did want to get a message from the Lua about how the spirits feel about how voodoo, voodoo, and hoodoo is being represented in the mainstream. Me personally, if you were to just get your perspectives and idea about those systems from what's going on in the mainstream where people get most of their facts today, then yes, I would have to say, oh, I see why. I see why they say it is what it is. But because I live this life and I know the community that thrives outside of just the one or two people who the blogs or, stuff like that picks up. I know the real work that's done. I know the lives that are saved, that are changed, that are impacted, that are healed, and all of that stuff. And I was just curious at how the spirits feel about how the system is being used by, I'll say, the new generation. Because what I don't see is a lot of the older, established, or the people that should know how to work with those spirits. I don't see a lot of them being caught up in a lot of drama and a lot of BS or exposing themselves or their work in the public. And that's just not a thing. Um, but I say the new generation because I think there is a loss of history, which means there is a loss of value of the things that we have as our traditions. And it seems there has always, I won't just say this new generation, there has always been the misuse of any spiritual system, because a lot of people place their entire faith, their life's faith, into faiths, religions, and spiritual systems and spirituality. So it's ripe for people with unpure intentions. And there could even be people with impure intentions walking around with a lot of power. There has always been that. But just, it was just on my heart to allow the spirits of that system to kind of say something, just say something. Um, because I don't like to make my opinion their opinion. And even though I don't like the way it's being handled, and I think it's dangerous to allow our systems to be perceived in a certain way. I think that we should protect them if we're in public, in the public eye, or if we're working with public figures or celebrities or things like that. I think it's important since they have so much influence. It could be walking billboards for the spirits and the another type of propaganda that um or truth or another side of the story of these systems contrary to what has been told. But I think if you misuse it and you present it as a tool of harm or chaos, then it's fair for people to be afraid of it. But that's another story. People fear what they don't understand in the first place. I'm just going to be here to let the spirits kind of speak about how they feel about where these systems are today, how they're being handled, and what they would like to say, since I am an oracle first and foremost. And then we'll get into the shits and giggles of it all. I also brought my altar bell because it's my altar bell and I summon my spirits, the ancestors, with this. So this used to be my ritual bell, but I was gifted a bigger bell. So I made this one for my altar, my personal altar, because I don't need such a loud sound to call such a close, small knit group. There we go. Now I feel it. Ooh. 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 Shit. Ooh, that was intense. I feel drunk. None of this is new to me. I'm just talking y'all through it, talking y'all through the experience of a medium, an oracle. Starting to feel the drunkenness settling in. Starting to feel very loose, woozy. The loss of control right before what you guys call possession, what I call just being a mount. I am the altar. So I call the spirits here and they descend here. You are the altar. Have I ever explained how you are your altar? There are people who have come to me and said, hey, because of my roommates, because I live with my parents, I can't necessarily set up an altar, but I want to be able to connect with my spirits. And then I remind the people that everything that we do ritualistically is just an outward manifestation of something that is a principle, a concept, a belief, a tradition, a way of life. You are the altar. So, in those cases where you can't erect one, consider yourself one. There are 4 elements that are supposed to be on an altar: incense to represent fire. You might have some stones or something earthy, flowers or something to represent earth. You have the candle to represent fire, and you have the glass of water for water. Is that correct? Do you also have all 4 of those elements in your body? Absolutely. Electricity, that keeps you alive, keeps your heart beating, keeps the system, the machine running. Water, we're made up of at least 70% of water. Air, there you go. Earth, our skin. You are the abode of the divine. You are the temple. And these are the pillars. Boaz, here. Joachim, here. The high priestess, here, here, here. So if you don't have an altar, you sit and you meditate on your ancestors. You sit and communicate with them. You do what we have been called prayer. You send your petitions, you acknowledge, you just talk to them. All right, Most High Mother and Father God, I see that I've lost some people. Y'all were here for the tea, and I said you'll have to wait. Spirits, I would like to speak to the spirits, the ancestors of the traditions, of the systems that we call voodoo, and hoodoo, and all of the offshoots and manifestations of those, emanations of those that derived from the people as they were dispersed. Spirits, I humbly approach you, and I ask through these oracles to deliver a message on how, deliver a message to your community. Not necessarily those who don't believe, those who don't walk that path, those who don't practice that path, but those who do. Specifically the practitioners. Message to the practitioners of those systems from the ancestors of those traditions through the oracles. Just a message that you might like for your priests and your priestesses, your manbos, your babalawos to hear. I agree, Adorned, but I absolutely watch my numbers go down as I start talking about the deeper things, which is why I like to do that in my members' lives. But it's okay. I noticed it, but it doesn't matter. We do the Lord's work where at least 2 or more are gathered. The answers you need are coming. Interesting. This is a Gemini card. We're in the middle of a Mercury retrograde. Mm, mm. The two faces, the twins. Papa Legba. Mercury, Hermes, Thoth, Enoch, Papa Legba. Hold that thought. Excuse me if I toot that ass up. I got to grab Papa and his key. Oh, shit. Ah. Woo. I'm talking about Jay-Z old ass. mm, 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 mm. Papa Legba has been likened to Mercury, who has been likened to Hermes, who has been likened to Thoth, who has been likened to all the various manifestations of the mercurial energy, the energy of superior intelligence and wisdom. Gemini, Mercury, Papa Legba, open the way. Now, this is my ceremonial Papa Legba. I use him in every ceremony because he is my head. And that just means that in those spiritual systems that I'm talking about, we are to invoke Papa Legba first at the start of every ceremony because it is he who holds the key to the crossroads. Now, we ask Papa Legba to open the way because if you close up a cross, you have a cube. A cube. The Saturn cube. And in a cube, you can't move, but in the confines of that box, of that square, and you can't get out because you're trapped in a box. Papa Legba opens the way because then the cube opens and then it becomes a cross figure. Now you have clear and open paths in every direction. Cross, who else is known for the cross? Jesus Hermando Christos is who? Who came way, 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 way after the concept of Papa Legba and who was supposed to replace the concept of Papa Legba by saying the old ways and the law is done away with. But that concept means that natural law is done away with. And is it? Nature is never done away with. But to say that it is done away with and mark that by something completely unnatural, like a virgin birth, is anti-nature, which means anti-God, which means anti, you know the rest. The answers you need are coming, which means despite what we see and what we have seen and heard, and the horrors and the demonization and the fear of these systems, they are the beginning. They are the way, the truth, and the light. Papa Legba's, one of his symbol is the key. When I am not in ceremony, when Papa Legba is just sitting on his altar space, I make sure I put the key down. Why? Because it keeps my space protected. Ain't nothing else coming through here. Because the paths are closed, bitch. Paths are closed. You got to get through that one to get to this one. Now, what's so evil about that? Especially when Jesus Armando Christos was supposed to be the replacement concept for the principle of the energy of Papa Legba. We give it a name, but we understand it as an energy, a universal science, a universal law. And nature makes the rules, not man. The answers you need are coming. No matter what we see being done or how we have seen spirituality being used by people who know the system, but that doesn't mean that they're upright, still broken vessels. The everlasting gospel, the everlasting truth, which is what a gospel is, a testimony, a truth. This one is everlasting. Why? Because it's existed despite all the demonization. Its power is unmatched, and that is why it has been demonized. And if you continue to observe every faith, you will watch. You will trace back all the faiths of the world and all the religions to one concept and to the people who introduced it to humanity. The answers you need are coming is because it does not matter what the world says about it, how it's demonized, how it's used from one hand to another. It's never going anywhere because it is nature. It's not a religion. It's not man-made. It is natural science and how people who are natural to this earth are supposed to use it for our benefit, for our protection, for the protection of this planet. Step out of your comfort zone is in reverse. Now that is the demonization and the fear and the darkness that shrouds it. These systems love darkness. Another unemployed Black YouTuber. Would it be better if I was an unemployed white YouTuber? Okay. Anyways. And why would you be here? And we're talking about Black people's spiritual systems. What would be your concern here? And degrading me. Just like parasites, you guys feed off of what is natural. Because parasites aren't natural. Anyways, step out of your comfort zone is in reverse. These systems don't mind being shrouded in the darkness because it keeps people like that person at bay. The fear is needed for these systems because it should be feared if you're on the wrong side of righteous. But we're not talking about your baby daddy who cheated. We're not talking about the neighbor who you can't stand. We're not talking about the lover that you can't grasp. We're talking about in the beginning of time and when there was original humans on this planet, there was an invasion. There was a mixing of the human gene with another something else. We won't go into details. That is when our spiritual systems and our ancestors and nature itself presented it to ourselves as a defense and a protection. Because there are entities and beings out there who we need, who the earth needs protection from, who the earth's indigenous and native people need protection from. Look around. Can you tell? Those people are the same ones who gave you the demonized versions of it, but they also demonized the people who birthed it. Imagine those same people who were demonizing their traditions because who would be most invested into presenting these spiritual systems in an evil light? Step out of your comfort zone. The world will never not demonize those systems. Why? Ask yourself why. A new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra in reverse. Within the system and those who are making themselves heads of these systems, priests, you know better. These are closed systems. A new romantic cycle should not begin. It's in reverse. So we should not. You want to know why? You know what this Libra card is? A scale. You know what it in reverse? It represents the scales not being balanced. First and foremost, the spirits are saying initiations into these systems should not be monetized more than what is necessary to carry out the initiation. Secondly, go back to your roots before the desire to learn natural science so that you can wield it to your benefit. That is the way we could use it before the fall of mankind. What does that mean? Another species was entered into the human species. And then we began to mix. And so the elect and the others mix, mingle, their ways, we learn them, our ways, they learn them. We could enjoy the benefit of just using these systems when we were in the Garden of Eden, so to speak. But we're not. None of us are in the position to see each other as enemies at this moment. And the Lua would like us to remember. That's it. Remember. Have faith in your dreams in reverse. Faith. Remember the roots of your tradition and why our ancestors called on these energetic forces. Because when we were safe, we had no need. We had no need to do love woo. When we're safe, we're in a healthy place to couple in love, where we don't have to manipulate someone to do it. Because none of us are safe. None of us are healthy. So that shouldn't be our goal. Our goal should be something else. And the spirits are waiting for us, literally waiting for us so that they can rain down the judgment that is due. Then we can focus on a new earth and a new heaven. But what has to come first? A reckoning. And that has to come through somebody, some bodies. The bodies who birthed that system has to come through them. So the moment we remember and refocus, then and only then will we see some shit shake on a mass scale. Then we can start focusing on beautifying our lives. But what imagine beautifying your lives now, full of designers, full of homes that you pay taxes on, that you don't own, truly, not in the way that you're supposed to. Getting all of this beauty and luxury because you have to work 100 hours a week. Beauty and luxury, but the food is poisoning you. You have no land, no space to grow your own food. So you have no choice but to poison yourself. Pick your poison. Is that the luxury that you desire, faux luxury? Or do you really desire the abundant life that is your birthright? How much of a reparation are we willing to get? The Spirit said we are waiting, especially the priests and the priestesses in these systems who know the things, who know how to kick this thing off, who know how to call down divine judgment and justice, but do not, because they have become merchants. Careful. What do you need to release? Emotions are running high. There is work to do. And the ancestors are just waiting for us to get into formation. And for us, I mean those who are practitioners or who do work for others. There is work to do, and my people perish because of lack of knowledge. And we're gatekeeping it for dollars, selling it to anyone who comes with the right price, selling our ancestors, just like we sell ourselves. What won't we sell? For a trinket, to have what they have. All right, you guys ready for the bullshit now? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to the Lua, to the ancestors. They said pull one of your cards, just one, so we can give a message before we go. All right. Can you all not hear the hiss of the python? Shh. I do. I do. One card from the Lua as you requested before I dismiss you all from this portion of the reading. Knowing y'all ain't going no goddamn where, but this portion was yours. Message to the people. King of Pentacles in reverse. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Somebody has your inheritance. Somebody is standing in y'all spot. You know, when the humans were created and the creative force said, and now man and woman, listen, this y'all shit. I want y'all to have dominion over this shit. Y'all to have dominion over all the beasts. Every creeping thing, everything that fly in the sky. Matter of fact, you can name them. And I want y'all to have children and multiply the earth and have dominion over the earth. Then, though, something else happened. Something else happened on what they call Mount Hermon that still exists. Something happened there, according to Enoch. What you guys would consider some sort of other species or race or being came and said, nah, why they get to be so special? They have immortality because they reincarnate. They're more like gods than all of us because they have immortality. They decay, they rot, they die, they come right back, just like the trees, just like the grass. I'm finna drop a dime on them. Hey, Azazel said, hey, y'all want to go and make some of our own races amongst them so that our races can have eternal life too? Then, with our superior intelligence, we can get to the Godhead and we can overtake it. They said, I don't know. Azazel said, listen, if I do this by myself, the punishment gonna be, worse. And I'm the big dog around here. What y'all gonna do without me? We gotta do it together. If we do it together, we stand a chance that they can't come for us when they found out what we did. And the other 200 of them said, bet. So on Mount Hermon, that still exists, where the United Nations, did you guys know, have a headquarters? On the tippity top. On the tippity top. Well, you can have the untampered with version in my Inner Courts Members Live. Anyways, on the tippity top to this day, there is a UN headquarters on the tippity top of Mount Hermon, and a peace treaty that there can be no conflict around the base of it. And they said, yeah, we'll do it. Let's do it together. So they went down and they made their own races from the one. And then there comes the fall, because now there is something that has tampered with divine order and natural order. And despite what they thought was a great, bright idea, it did not work. And since then, the goal, the desire, the studies, the technology, the research, and the institutions have all been to study the natural people and nature itself so that they can crack the code. Because even intermingling didn't give them the immortality that they desired. But if they can just keep trying to figure out a way, a loophole through natural order, through natural law. Damn. But in the meantime, we'll just take over the planet, hoard all of the world's resources that belong to, rule over them like they are our assets and commodities. We will study them. We will consume until we crack the code. Anyways, the Spirit said thank you, and I say you're welcome. Somebody said, Taraji, tarot cards have as much power as a Charizard Pokemon card. Who said the cards have power? I'm the power. I'm the socket. The cards are the plug, not the other way around, my dear. Anyways. All right, Taraji. Sissy wanted Jay-Z and Beyonce. I don't know. Fernando, I don't know if you're a troll or a real person, but since you've been commenting so much, I'm going to let you keep commenting and run up my engagement until I decide which one. All right, so Taraji, because Celebrity Tarot probably wants to figure out what she's up to so she can figure out how to keep her foot on her neck behind the scenes. And Oprah, Celebrity, just do it the right way. I'm gonna start putting you on a ban because I know what you're up to. Trying to keep your foot on Taraji's neck. That's why I ain't gonna say everything I see. If I see her up to something special, I ain't gonna say it. Cause I ain't gonna let you do that to her. Yes, yours truly, Toya. Celebrity Tarot is Oprah Gail Stedman. I'm telling y'all. I know by the stuff that they be asking me to read, bitch. I know a okra when I see one. I know a industry gatekeeper when I see one. Yes. Yes. Bitch. Celebrity playing with me and I'm playing right along like I don't know until one day I'm really look. They put a green heart in there. The green stand for bitch billions. That's the money heart. You only put a green heart in the chat when you wealthy like Oprah. I ain't dumb. The green heart. Come on, man. You ain't no Irish. That's the money laugh. I know a money chuckle when I see one. I know the money chuckle. Okay? The green heart and then the laughing emojis, laughing in billions. Oh, oh, I can't wait till I can stunt like that, laughing in the billions. Yes, let me start using the green heart, bitch, so bitches so that the energies know what I'm trying to convey. Bitch, I want to love, laugh, and live in billions, bitch. Okay? Thank you, Oprah. Cause see, only a warlock, only a high level money witch who has cracked the money code. I'm still working, I'm still tweaking that billionaire money code. But only somebody who has cracked it, okay? Look at all y'all laughing at money. Fernando said, well, shit, let me put my. Fernando says, I concur. Ooh, teach me thy ways, okra. Teach me, because I'm missing a little something. I'm missing an ingredient or something. But you done cracked that bitch. Yes. Bubble, bubble, toil, and trouble. Was it the eye of Newt? Was it the tongue of a crocodile? Dundee? Was it the liver of a mountain goat from the mountain of Everest only? I must know. I shall know. Okay, let's see what Taraji's doing so Okra can try to stop her bag. Cleanse my hands, child. Taraji, girl, I promise I ain't gonna tell your deepest, darkest secrets because Oprah is trying to get you. She listen, I know a bitch with a grudge, and Oprah gives me I will hold a grudge until the day that I stop loving bread, and I will never stop loving bread. Y'all might not be old enough to remember that Oprah, her biggest hang up with her weight was the fact that I love bread. She used to be the Jenny Craig spokesperson, and I love the bread. It's the bread. I said, not the biscuits. You can take the girl out of Mississippi, but you can't take the biscuit batter out of the girl. She loves the bread. She loved the hot hoe cakes. She liked the hot water cornbread. She liked the oven cornbread. She liked the biscuits, the homemade biscuits, the box biscuits, the canned bus biscuits. She likes the pancakes, the waffles, the loaf of bread, the sourdough. She likes them all. How Tyler gonna save her? He trying to save himself from all them pretty men's that he enjoys. I was watching Beauty and Black because my mom loves that show. I was watching it with her, and I said before I knew whose show it was, I just sat back and watched about 10 minutes of the episode. I said, "This must be a Tyler Perry show, ain't it?" She said, "Yep." I said, "I could tell." The men's. He gonna have it's gonna be a gay show. It's gonna be a homosexual show. All the men's on the show is fine and gay. All of them on all his shows. All of them. I feel like I'm watching his diaries and I can't get into it. I don't have nothing against gay people, but like every goddamn show, every goddamn plot. They all big, buff. And Tyler Perry has good taste in men. That's the part that makes me so angry. Like that Beauty in Black, that attorney Varner, he's so goddamn fine. I had no idea. I had no idea until that episode where the crazy rich son came to his house when he had the refugee Mexican boy and he was getting ready to take him down. I said, Tyler Perry, you just got to have all the men. All the men. You just gonna buy all the men. All of them. Ain't he fine, sissy? I said, oh, this is a Tyler Perry show. Cause ooh, Tyler, Tyler, I see what you see. But bitch, your billions, bitch, you turning these men out. How can they say no? So, anyways, that I said, oh, this is a Tyler show. As soon as the episode came on, the man was. I said all his shows, like every single show, every single scene. Just, ooh, I hate watching his diary shows. Cause bitch, you get all the fun. Yes, man. I said, God dang, you just it's not fair. It's not fair. Our womanly hormones see a fine man and our nature instantly wants to procreate. And then we find out that Tyler done took him. He needs to be stopped. He needs to be stopped because I feel like some of these men was straight until Tyler came around with that Gucci Goyard bag full of money. And these men's like, shit. I mean, I just got to let you touch it, right? Just touch it a little bit, and I can be the star of the show. Okay, you can touch it. I'll just be like, damn, Tyler, if you close your Goyard bag, please. God damn. Save some for us. We can't compete. Our vaginas can't compete with your Goyard bag and how you like to spin that shit. Okay, Oprah, let me get to you trying to get on Taraji. But I had to get that out of the way because just because you want to check for Taraji, don't think that I ain't got you and your Judy crew, y'all numbers. I got y'all numbers. How you and Gail became BFFs because there was a storm and you needed to hide out at her house and she let you borrow some of her panties. I told you, I'm an 80s baby, so I know how the old lesbians used to talk. And sharing panties is code for sharing panties. There was a storm, and I knew she was going to be my best friend when she let me borrow some of her panties. I said, oh, I can just see it now. The storm, the thunder, the lightning, the rain, the passion, the scissor. Them was Oprah words. That's how her and Gail became BFF because Gail let her hide out from a storm at her house and she gave her a pair of her panties. She didn't say a pair of pajamas, a clean shirt, some shorts. She said she gave me a pair of her panties. I said, did she? What did they taste? I mean, what brand were they? Okay, Okra. All right. Most High Mother and Father God, Now, you could either be Oprah or Taraji, because Celebrity Tarot, my first encounter with you was what you wanting me to read Taraji, and this is like the third or fourth time that you've requested. Nobody else in my whole chat has ever requested Taraji. So you might be Taraji. All right. Most High Mother and Father God, please allow me to conjure up the spirit, soul, and collective energy of Taraji P. Henson. You want to know how your new style thing is going, like what you plan on, where is you taking this? Because you get really dressed up, you take a bunch of pictures, but are you promoting something? Where are you taking this? Load of bullshit, mate. You must be one of Tyler Australian babes. Let me get you up out of here. All right. Taraji P. Henson, what is going on in your mind, soul, spirit, and collective energy? What is going on in the life of Taraji P. Henson from all four corners of her life? What energies are impacting, affecting, and influencing her at this moment? Besides Oprah trying to be Oprah, how do you even have the time? Well, now that you ain't trapped through that school no more, you done retired. Because I did that reading on you, and then the next day you retired when I said that you just barely made it out of the slammer. Y'all always do stuff after I do the readings, because y'all know how energy works. Once something is exposed, y'all can either cop to it, or then you either pay the consequences of it. That's how karmic law works. So then y'all go trying to scoot and boot, trying to clean up stuff, shut down shit before the judgment day. But Okra, let me tell you something. If you don't give me $100 kabillion dollars within the next 60 seconds, I'm just kidding. You know how they get here, and you know why they're here. All right, Taraji P. Henson, what's going on in your life currently? They here because I spits hot fire. Knight of Cups. Does Taraji have a bae? Is she seeing a younger man? Or is a younger man hoping to court her? Is Taraji seeing another YN? I know she likes him a little younger, and that's okay. This is actually like a whole moo. I ordered some new moo just for YouTube. Just for YouTube. I did. This is one of them. Actually, I ordered some for when I move because I wear a lot of lingerie and robes, and I don't like clothes. And so since when I move, I'll be streaming so much, I'll be here in front of you guys' face so much, I figured, well, I just won't sit on my couch butt booty naked because I got to stream. But at least I'll throw on something, a robe or a moo so I could still be naked, but not be naked. Because I'm a Florida girl, true and true. And what I will not do is wear clothes. I just come from a family where all the women just be naked. They not outwardly like I do. I probably wear the least amount of clothes. Well, no, my cousin Cookie, she almost 60 and she still ain't figured out how to put on a pair of clothes her size, or that covers everything. But that's another story. But yeah, I just like to be free as a bird, light as a feather, free as a bird. I do a lot of woo. I'm with the spirits a lot, so I also am naked in ritual a lot of time. Bare, humble, vulnerable before the spirits. Yes. And I ain't got no kids or nothing like that. So who gonna check me? Yeah. But in front of y'all, I like to just throw on something that I could put on quick and take off quick. So I wear a lot of robes and stuff because easy in, easy out. I ain't got time for that. Pulling stuff off, taking out sleeves. Nope, just whoop, whoop, out. Whoop, whoop, in. right, so I don't know if she is seeing someone, but she possibly could be in the talking stages, or someone could be courting her. If not, then she is courting a role or a project or something creative. This could be a man, though. What's challenging her? Three of Cups in reverse. Taraji's issue is that she's been a little bit blackballed, but Celebrity Tarot, you know that. You know why we here. She's made an enemy out of the mean crew. Who is the mean you? Who is the mean crew? In my opinion, Oprah Gail Tyler. There might be someone else outside of Gail, because Gail is just a part of the crew as Oprah's panty share. But Oprah, Tyler, I'll say Gail, unless there is a third Judy in this crew. Um, but that is causing some problems for Taraji in her career. The Mean Girl crew, the Mean Judy crew. Can I read into the Professor Jason Arde situation going on here in the UK? The professor resigned from Cambridge Uni and was founded. Yes, I might do him on Necromancy Monday, but we'll see. I did see that though. I don't know if it was a sacrifice other than sacrificing the information that he had been privy to. So yeah, this is the mean crew, the mean Judy crew. And it's causing a hindrance to Taraji's career. So celebrity, yes, whatever you guys are doing, whatever doors you're closing, she's trying to get on. There might be somebody who might want to entertain her, but they tiptoeing around y'all. So you still got the juice. The High Priestess in reverse in the past. Again, she's been blackballed. She has somebody high up. Somebody that is considered the law in the entertainment world. A woman. Gatekeeping. These pillars. The High Priestess in reverse said, you cannot enter. You cannot enter. Fernando, you can schedule a consultation beyond the veil with the Dina at gmail.com. But what I do not allow anyone to do, and since you seem new here, I'm just going to say this once, is interrupt my readings asking for me to do personal readings on you. I do offer consultations and services, and that list of information is posted on my profile, but you can contact me at Beyond the Veil with the Dina at gmail.com with your personal request. Blackballed. Blackballed. It's a mean girl crew out here, and I don't think all of the members in there is a girl. It's okay. You seem like a newbie, and that's okay. Seven of Cups in reverse. Is Taraji on the live? This is interesting. This almost made me question. My first thought before I reined it in, because I never give myself that much credit to think that my own shadow ban on YouTube is allowing me to be seen. But this almost made me think, I wonder if she gonna see this, um, or see something, or somebody close to her will see this and tell her. Celebrity Tarot, after this live, I'm gonna do a reading on you and find out who you are. I ain't gonna say nothing publicly, but I need to find out who you are for real. And to be fair, it's been nagging me for a while now. I've been engaging with you just playing, but even when I be playing, there's always some sort of truth behind my jokes. That's why every time I laugh, I hurry up and do a straight face. I ain't gonna say nothing. Never. But I'm gonna check you out after this live. I'm just telling you up front so that you know. So if you start feeling a little dizzy later on the day, your ears start ringing or something like that. Hello, it's me. Hello, it's me. Hello, it's me. All in your energy. All in in your energy. Oh, you switched to the yellow heart, not the green one? What does yellow stand for? I don't know. That might be a code, a color for something. Celebrity, maybe? Star power. The green is for money. The yellow is for I'm a celebrity. You just leaving all kind of hints. And girl, there go the green again. Okay. You said, hello, it's me too. Okay, I got your number. Oprah, if you want to get some woo done to make sure Taraji never gets another break, I'm going to tell you now I'm not going to do it unless you say something like, name a number. I'm going to say, I don't even know that bitch. Here's my number. I don't even know her like that. This what I want. Will you do something to make sure she never? Absolutely not. Against another black queen. Make your price. I don't know that queen. I don't know that other black queen. I don't even know that lady. Taraji, you better get to this woo before Oprah do, because you ain't got her coin. And if you get to me first, then I'll do it off the strength. But if she get to me first and say name your price, I'm gonna forget that bitch, I don't even know y'all like that. 50 Cent trying to help. Okay, this could be 50. You know what? I said that a long time ago. The first time Celebrity Tarot asked me to read Okra, I saw Taraji, her near future was the Ace of Pentacles. And I said, somebody's going to throw her a bone. I thought it was Tyler. And then somebody threw out 50 Cent. I said, okay, it could be it could be 50 Cent as well. The problem here is that whoever is trying are coming up against an issue from the Shady Gang. Now, 50 Cent is pretty powerful, but there is a woman here who is considered the law in that world. Consider her the law, meaning untouchable, above even 50 Cent, who is blackballing her. This is a woman that is above 50 Cent, who is blackballing her. All right, crowning Taraji. Page of Pentacles in reverse. Taraji, are you in the chat? I don't know if you're Oprah or Taraji, but my God, look at all this yellow. Your last heart was yellow. Something about you, Celebrity Tarot. I'm getting so distracted because I want to read you right now and find out, why is you playing with me? Why is you playing with me? Anyways. And why do you call yourself Celebrity Tarot? Are you a celebrity reader? You intrigue me, because crowning Taraji is her not getting a gig, the deal. She knows she's blackballed. She knows what her issue is, and she knows that somebody is trying to help her, and she knows that there are obstacles. And she knows what it is. Taraji knows. None of this. Somebody is trying to help her. It's like there is a gig here. I feel like there's a role, a show, a concept. There's everything, but there's an issue getting it initiated. Queen of Wands in reverse. This is Taraji, full of potential, full of talent, and unable to use it. Taraji, the only thing that you haven't done is woo. I think if you have, it didn't work. Sorry if Celebrity Tarot was your woo lady. Sorry, Celebrity Tarot. I'm just saying, obviously, it hasn't worked, but Spirit said it hasn't worked. So maybe the both of you could stop by. I'm just kidding. Unless I'm serious. So yeah, this is her ready to go, ready to work. but not moving. And the longer she is unable to move, the more she falls off. Meaning, if she does get a project greenlit, by the time it comes, the people will have moved on from her type of character. Yeah, I'll help you. I can help you get Oprah off your back. Oprah a small thing to a giant, but a big thing to her world, I guess. You know, becoming that rich and famous removes you from your roots, and you get you forget or get misconstrued about what real power looks like. You get surrounded by money and money people and the moves that they can make, and it looks like a bunch of power until you encounter somebody in the woods by the bayou or in the woods or in a small town in their kitchen whipping up something that can lay all of their ass down. And if not lay them down, at least help free the oppressed. It ain't always about, you know, destroying everybody, but sometimes it's about getting the innocent to a safe place. Did Monique bounce back? Did she? I think she's surviving, but bounce back? No. And I won't even say all of that is due to Oprah. I think Monique could have bounced all the way back if it wasn't for her situation with her son. I think that immediately after she was vindicated with the Oprah and Tyler situation, that situation came with her son, and it left a sour taste in some people's mouth because we got to see her and Daddy and their dynamic up close and personal. And I don't know about everybody else, but to me, I just was like, nah, 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 nah. Your son is hurting. I feel like there is something else important, more important right now than your career, and that's your child who's hurting. Joey, you can call me too. I don't know what you want from that situation, but you should get a consultation, because if you were done wrong, then there's always a way to make that right. Oh, you ain't have to block Joey. I thought he was trying to plead for help. Oh, well, Sissy said no help for you. And one thing I don't do is argue with my mods. If they be blocked, they be blocked. Even if I be like, oh, hold on, hold on, hold on. Well, sorry. All right. External to Taraji, how she's being seen. People want her back on the screen. If he was spamming, keep him blocked. But if he wasn't, it's up to you. You a mod. You ain't gotta check in with me. I made y'all mods because y'all know what to do. Only time I'll call y'all back is if somebody that I know and recognize, and maybe y'all just don't know them. Then I'll say, wait, 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 because then I'll get a text after the live, and then I have to be like, just blame it on me, not the mods, please. All right. There are people who miss Taraji, and who want to see her on the screen. But Taraji's peers know that she's been blackballed. No other, these celebrities be knowing what it is. They just stay quiet about stuff and they don't necessarily talk about their own culture. But everybody knows that Taraji has been blackballed. That's how she's being perceived. But they also know that she wants to be back on the screen and that there are people who want her there. Her peers want her there, but these people don't want to be in the same boat as her. So these are scary people. They don't ruffle feathers because they don't want they money played with. Hopes and fears, Three of Pentacles is that somebody higher then her and 50, maybe at the same level as Oprah, will step in and be able to, help them get their project off the ground. It'll have to be somebody that's in the brotherhood as well. This Mason's apron. So it'd have to be somebody that's initiated, somebody that's a gatekeeper, as well as Oprah. Her outcome, Queen of Swords. That Aquarius lady will prevail. She will stay on your head top. Celebrity, you will have your wish. Whatever you wanted to know, you're going to stay on her head top. You are her outcome. So if you was checking to see if she was going to weasel her way out, you got it. You got it, sis. And don't ask me about her no more for the free ski, because I see what you're doing here. And I'm telling you, Celebrity Tarot, if she gets to me before you do, then her outcome is going to change. You may still stay on her head top in entertainment, but I'll find her another avenue where you ain't got that much pressure. Where there's a will, there's always a way. I'll create a successful avenue for her somewhere else. Sometimes people just don't stop to think, what else can I do? Sometimes they think this is the only way and it's stuck. And then they book a consultation and I say, okay, well, after all of that crying about what you can't do, talk to me about how you feel. What do you like? What are some things that you disregard, that you're passionate about, that you do to keep you alive, but you don't necessarily do it because it makes you money? Well, outside of acting, I actually am a really good painter. Next thing you know, you got an art gallery and a big name in the art world. Boom. Well, I like dissecting frogs in my spare time. Next thing you know, you in medical school. Who'da knew it? Who'da knew it? All right, so let's look at the outcome. I ain't seen a celebrity. A celebrity said, okay, no more free skis for you. You don't need it now. You done seen what you need to see. Sitting there eating a biscuit as we speak. Got your legs up, feet just a twirling in the air. I knew I had that bitch under my bread. I was nervous that my power was dwindling, but I knew that bitch was ruined. I said if I don't do another thing, I'm going to ruin that bitch for embarrassing me. All right, Queen of Swords, that's Taraji's outcome with her sword upright. That means, bitch, nobody moves. I said nobody moves. I shank your ass. I shank your ass. Nobody's moving. Oprah said, huh, she went and got 50. Tyler, do your thing. Now, who's bigger than 50 Cent in the TV world? Tyler goddamn Perry. Oprah said, huh, she wants to get an ally. Madea! Oh, Madea, dear. We've got a 50 Cent problem. He booked her in what? What did she do for Tyler? What did she do for Tyler and what did that do for her? They be playing. You notice that out of the Shady Gang, Tyler always reach out and try to smooth things over. He did the same thing with Monique. 2 movies, where they at? I had no idea. And I ain't even lying. I had no idea she did anything with Tyler since The Color Purple. Taraji was just in A-list films. The other one come out next month. Didn't know about it. Oh, well then this is what this is. Her movie coming out. Her outcome is Oprah. Why Did I Get Married? The new one. That's cute. That's cute. So fun fact, after Empire, Taraji was supposed to be continuing to be a mainstream household name. There were other very big projects for her on the table that would have kept her in everybody's home every night, checking in to see her. Now she's only doing Tyler Perry projects. Her outcome is not herself. It is an air sign. Is she an air sign? I know Oprah is. So yes, nice of Tyler to say, let her eat a little bit. But is she where she was supposed to be? No. 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 She was going all the way A-list mainstream after Empire. She paid her dues in Benjamin Button by taking $0 practically. She was up. The Color Purple remake. That was a big deal. If that had went another way, Oprah would have saw to it that she was in every room she was supposed to be in. Judy's. Oprah is her outcome. Oprah is her boss. There. Color Purple reboot with Oprah. I think if she kissed the ring, then Oprah would have, because she knew how to play the game. She didn't get in the middle of it, but I think Fantasia was the one who said, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be involved in it like this. Because remember, the end, one of them. I think Fantasia saw the writing on the wall and thought, I don't want to be in the favored position of this woman so that I can be used. And then the moment I do something that she doesn't like, then I'm blackballed. So I think Fantasia thought it's smarter to not take any favor. Because they tried giving it Fantasia. I think Fantasia said, I want this. Queen of Swords as Taraji. This was Oprah's outcome when I read her. I said, she'll make. Sorry, you guys, the buttering started. I don't think it's supposed to storm today, so maybe it's Oprah. I said she'll be pretty much untouchable. The next day, she closed her school. This cage, which makes it a lantern. Oprah is not the Oprah from Mississippi. It's not the Oprah that the Black community fell in love with on The Color Purple, and all of them is a. I see that they're doing the interrupting the live thing. Being in a Black woman makes her marketable. It's her shape-shifting skin. A Black woman is the suit that she wears, but she is an elite now. And she's been for so long that she identifies more with the elites more than she does with being your everyday up-and-coming Black woman. And she is allowing Tyler to be the one to do her dirty work. So he's the only one that can dish out projects, but nobody else can work with her like that. Nobody else big. And they know that. All the other big wigs in Hollywood know not to touch Taraji. But her right hand, Judy, that's the one who can dish it out. She's a wrap. Taraji is a wrap with anybody else that's trying to make her the Taraji that she was supposed to be. That's done. That's done. Unfortunately. All right. Next. If I haven't lost everybody to the buffering, now that we're off of Oprah, maybe they'll take it easier on us. They don't like when I speak about this stuff. Everybody else on YouTube can say what they want, but I can't because I be saying stuff. All right, Sissy wanted Jay-Z and Beyonce. I don't know if I'm gonna do them both because y'all know I don't like to do people at the same time. But I'll start with Beyonce. Beyonce. Sorry. Intrusive thoughts. And we let them win around here. I don't check my intrusive thoughts like I don't check my minds. All right. And you know what? I'm going to flip Papa Legba's key up while I'm doing these readings. Most High Mother and Father God, please allow me to conjure up the spirit, the soul, and the collective energy of Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter. Please allow me to conjure up the spirit, the soul, and the collective energy of Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter. Beyonce, what you doing? My coven sister. My 12th house coven sister, what you doing? What's going on in your life? Let me look into your soul from your 12th house window. Since we're 12th house neighbors, you can maybe see into mine if you knew I existed and cared to look. Live be all up in my business. All up in my business. Last time I did a spiritual bath and I paid extra attention to my head. Liz had a vision of me in the astral without my head covering. She said, I saw your natural hair and you was doing your woo and stuff. I said, if you don't get the fuck. I did a reading on her immediately. I said, Spirit, who is this woman looking at me? Let me look at her looking at me. Spirit says, she all right. She all right. Let alone. I said, okay. Because why the fuck you let her see me like that? They said she got a purpose to serve in your life now. She a cousin from your long lost ancestors. Don't ask how, just believe it. And I said, oh. Liv said, I felt it when you did read me. Because why the fuck could you see me with my head uncovered when I had just did a cleansing bath paying a special attention to my head? I said, oh, the fuck not. Do I need to? I like her. But do I need to? They said, no, let alone. Unhand her. She is your cousin from back in the mother. That is your Igbo cousin. Let me tell you about your lineage. I said, okay, you better tell me something. And all cousins ain't good cousins. So do I. They said, I said, okay, I love her. Because it was going to hurt me to do it. But I said, oh, hell no, I love her. I'm going to cry the whole time I'm doing it. They said, sit your ass down. I said, okay. I trust y'all. Yeah, I checked her out and the spirit says she don't sit your narrow tail, sit your fast ass down. Sit down. We understand, but not that one. Not that one. I said, okay. Okay. Letting bitches see me like that. Y'all, And then after they said she all right, I said, oh, so y'all done lost y'all motherfucking mind then. Yes, I talk to spirits like that. Oh, she okay? Oh, so it's y'all ass I need to kick. y'all let the security breach in, huh? They just laugh at me. They just laugh at me instead of taking me serious. When I start talking like that, like I want to get buck with them, I can hear the laughing. So it's always in my face. And I don't talk too spicy. They let me get my shit off because they understand, but I don't get too spicy now because then they'll touch me. And I don't like to be touched by the spirits because you never know where they gonna touch you at. You never know how it's coming, and I ain't got time for that. Lord, child. Okay. Beyonce, spirit, what's going in the life, mind, spirit, soul, collective energy, body even of Beyonce? Because her knees, I hope her knees ain't knocking no more. I've been telling her the last couple times I read her, sit down, Beyonce, your knees is knocking. Seemed like she done sat down. She just releasing all kind of old stuff. She sat down some damn well. And that's good because her knees was hurting. They was hurting me when I would read her. I don't like reading people with health issues because I ain't got time for that. I got my own problems. All right, Bianca. Seven of Swords in reverse. This is, I think, the release with her and Jay-Z, maybe if they're not going through any legal issues right now. Oh, she is. She's being sued for copyright infringement. Based on this card, I think it's true. I think they infringed a little bit or a lot of bit. I believe it's true because this card means that something that was done in the dark or done underhandedly has come to light. So I believe that there was an infringement on that person's copyright, whoever it was. And I believe that it's not the first, second, third, fourth. This is the several tenth time. And I think sometimes Beyonce and her camp know, and sometimes they just don't because they're just so used to being a powerhouse and having their way, even when people sue them. So yeah, I don't think they be giving a fuck about taking people's stuff. I don't think they give a fuck about when people sue them for it. By then, everybody know it to be hers and they love it. So they don't care about what the original version or the original person did because now it's the person that everybody loves. It belongs to them. So the people don't care, and they don't care because they be done made their money on. And then they'll maybe settle with you for a little fraction of it. So they don't be caring. They're a machine. They don't care at this point. Eight of Cups in reverse. Challenging is that they have done this, and this will not be the last time. If you hot out there in them streets and you up and coming creative and you just pumping your stuff out there and you trying to be found another way. Be found another way because your shit get stole. You'll go to court thinking you finna get justice, and them people won't give a fuck. Not even if you get what you consider justice, because to them, we still won. Also, the problem is that there is a lack of creativity over there, in my opinion, in the camp. Beyonce is a Virgo. She's ruled by Mercury. Um, so she's good at coming up with stuff. She's good at business. She's good at knowing how to do it. But at the creative part, I think she has her own way of being a creative. But is she a creative who can create a work of art from start to finish and produce all pieces of it by themselves? No, hell no. And her team is so big, and at this level of her career, she can't be a creative anymore because she's a brand. She's a business now. At this point, I think she would like to say that now I can just be creative. But when she is just doing things for the creative art of it, I think it still gives off packaged Beyonce. And that leads me to believe that the issue is the creative juice. And I stand on the fact, based on my opinion and my observation of reading celebrities, that once you get to a certain height of your career, that's what they call selling your soul. There are too many hands invested in your pot for you to just be like the waters, the creative waters, and flow any way you want. Because there are people who are going to think, yeah, but what about this in our brand? You have to do this. You have to incorporate this in your music, this product, this placement, this theme, this agenda, this idea. And after that much time of being a machine, you lose it. You lose the ability to be a creative. Even when you try to go back to it and tap into it, all you can create from is from what the machine. So you're even creating from how you've been programmed, not out of pure God energy. So for as long as Beyonce needs to release and make music, then people would be at the risk of contributing to her music without getting credit. Past position, Three of Wands. This has helped her get to where she is. But this also tells me that Beyonce has reached her creative peak in her past. And this also tells me that there, again, have been other people and their creative inspirations that have helped her get to where she is. She's used to, or they're used to, people allowing this to happen so that they can be bought into the brand of Beyonce. But you have people that stand on their sovereignty who don't give a fuck about you being Beyonce. In fact, you being Beyonce is all the more reason why you should be crediting me. Those are the people who die on this hill of saying, give me my credit. The majority of these creatives sell their souls to Beyonce and get nothing out of it, except being included in her writing camps and being a nameless face in her crowd of machine. And many of them are okay with that for the breadcrumbs of being in the close proximity of the Beyonce camp. You know who comes to mind? The Dream. But I think he's paid so handsomely, and because he's their go-to, he can continue to be as creative as he wants to be. So I think he came out with the better end of the stick, because I don't think his career on his own would have taken him as far and as long as being Beyonce's go-to creative director, or at least one of them. But all right, future position for Bianca. Ace of Cups. There's something she plans to give. Something, some music, something she's going to give us. Surprise drop, maybe, maybe not. Doesn't feel like it has a lot of promotion because it's the Ace of Cups, the first suit of cups. It was further along in the cups. I feel like they promoted it a little bit. So there's something that she plans on giving to the people, crowning her Queen of Swords. She's being sued for copyright infringement. So that's currently what she's dealing with at this moment. So below, Nine of Cups in reverse. This is Beyonce taking from whomever she wants and not getting the credit, giving them the credit. It's the Beyonce show. Her current actions, the Star in reverse. Now, this is how Beyonce feels about herself right now. She sees herself falling off, or that she's fell off. She just released songs and they did not do the way a Beyonce work should do. And I think it's because she included Jay-Z on the remix. People were okay with the donk, but then Jay-Z came and it threw everybody off. I think Beyonce sees herself as she's lost her star power, because there was a time where Beyonce saving the day would save any day. No matter how bad that day was, showing up with Beyonce would make everybody okay. that that this is the first time we've seen that not happen. And I think she's very much aware of the fact that she's lost some of her star power, her ability to just show up and shut down. External to her, the Hierophant in reverse. Beyonce, the people don't want you with Jay-Z. They want a Beyonce show, not a Beyonce and Jay-Z show. They don't want you um, allowing your husband to tag along. The people sign up for Beyonce. Y'all know that. That's why Jay-Z and y'all and you thought that y'all could use the Beyonce to save the day again. New dawn, new day. The brand of the Carters has been damaged because of Jay-Z. And I said this last year that Beyonce, you were going to go down a little, you were going to lose with him a little bit. Your image was going to be broken because of your choosing not just to stick by him. You could stick by him in a way where the public doesn't perceive it as you defiantly. You could continue to support your man as you've always done, but until you do it defiantly, the people don't really pay attention. You were supposed to keep doing the Beyonce, not the Beyonce and Jay-Z when the people don't like Jay-Z right now. So you're suffering because you chose to allow Jay-Z to tether himself to you when he was going down because he couldn't take accountability or weather the storm for himself. He hid behind the women in his life. Hopes and fears, the King of Cups in reverse. Beyonce is aware that Jay-Z being a part of her music is ruining her music. I don't think she really wants to create anymore with him, but will she? Possibly. What she wants to do, I don't think has always been the thing that she's done. She don't want him on her music. And fun fact, Jay-Z, I don't think Beyonce thinks you're good at music anymore. You're not the king anymore. You're a sulking king. I think this is in Beyonce's hopes and fears. So she's hoping that Jay-Z won't continue to throw himself on her track. Will she tell him this? No, because it's in her hopes and fears. Jay-Z, your wife don't believe that you're the king of rap anymore. She's listening to somebody else. She's listening to Throwback Lil Wayne. I don't know. She's listening to somebody else when you're not around, and then when you come into the room, she switched to Reasonable Doubt. The Blueprint. I don't know. But I do know that she's a Virgo, and you done fucked up her situation here. She done dropped a song, and it failed. Beyonce music ain't never failed like this. She looking at you. You better catch her subtle hints. But you ain't gonna care. Ace of Swords in reverse as her outcome. I don't know what that person wants to accomplish from this copyright infringement suit, but it just won't matter. Even if you win, if you lose, it won't matter. People don't care. People are aware that Beyonce uses other people's material, which is why, unfortunately, despite people saying, yes, it might be fucked up, it's just that they don't care because they're desensitized to it. They know Beyonce does it. But people will go with her and side with her because she's big. She's Beyonce. It's like, well, we like your song because Beyonce put it out, but would we have liked your song or even known of it if she didn't steal it? That's where the people are. Thank God Beyonce stole it because it was a great body of work. We would have never got it if it was just yours. So it won't matter about the copyright infringement suit. People are aware that Beyonce steals, but she's so big of a machine that it goes gold when it's in her hands. The people love it. So thank you for contributing to Beyonce's next hit. And that is how I think the people feel about her infringement stuff. I want to look into her feeling like she's fallen off or lost some of her star power. Obviously, she'll never fall off, but to her, will she notice a difference in star power? She would notice, and I'm noticing it because I'm reading her. The Star in Reverse. The Fool, the song that she put out with her tag-along. Yapping at her heels, wanting to tag along. Jay-Z, Beyonce didn't like, even though she told us to shut the fuck up, she's taking your side because for some reason it's safer to go against you. But did she mean that? No. But she got to hype her man up because it's safer for her to do so. Why? Because if Beyonce turns against Jay-Z, then Jay-Z will take Beyonce down. And they've been in it to win it together for too long. So it's kind of like a hostage situation. She got to just smile and nod. This is a song that they put out together. It was supposed to help Roc Nation in some way, but it wasn't a success. So Beyonce is aware that she's lost some of her star power. The Fool, because that'll tell me how she feels about Jay-Z tagging along on her release. She didn't like it herself. I don't think she ever wanted to put that out. I think that was a Jay-Z decision. And it was put out, but I don't think she wanted to do that. I don't think she liked him on her song. And I think that Beyonce has enough foresight to know that this isn't going to work. But I think Jay-Z pushed it because he had something on his chest and he thought it would be safer to do it on a Beyonce album. They were all banking on her star power. Jay-Z, you ruined it for her. And I don't think she... Now, Beyonce, you have lived under a delusion about you guys for so long that now it's dangerous. Simply because the star power that you guys thought you had, that looks like the delusion. And that's why it's dangerous, because at this point, you guys are at the point of no return. You guys can't undo the damage that was done. And Beyonce, I see that here for you as far as you're concerned in this, is because you were delusional for far too long. If you have saw the writings on the wall or read the room earlier and weren't so full of your husband's ego and a little bit of your own, you would have known when to fold them. You were living in a little bit of delusion, and this might also be something else. I don't know if this is medically induced or psychologically induced, like a permanent la la land. That was on the bottom, and I'm going to pull that out so that I can understand which version of delusion is that. Is that an induced one? Is that an ego-driven one? Is that the sunken place? This is the sunken place. This is a hostage. This makes me think that Beyonce goes in and out of her mind and then somebody else's, like the sunken place. Literally, it's literally your core persona going somewhere else, so another personality, either one that was put inside of you or somebody else who's your handler, can drive you. Beyonce goes from the back seat to the driver's seat to the passenger seat often. This ain't her daddy. Unless he's an air sign. But this would mean that her daddy still has control over her. This is a man who rules her. Who it's not safe to be from up under him. This is someone who would take, this is a threat of taking her down with them. This ain't her daddy. I think so. He shows up as an air sign and not as the King of Wands, because in this regard, behind her living in La La Land, you have this dictator. And what he says, he means. What is he saying that he means? You will go down with me. Wheel of Fortune in reverse, Five of Cups in reverse. If I go down, I'm taking you with me. And here she is as his counterpart in the crowning position, which is why I said this isn't her daddy. This is her husband. Beyonce, how are you in this La La Land? Is this a rose-tinted glasses of choice, or is it one of something else? Something else. Beyonce has handlers. This isn't a card of self. These are handlers. This group, the 3, helps get her 4 steps to the 7. And you know they have an obsession with the number 4. 4 is a part of Beyonce's programming, in my opinion. Because from the 3, we're missing the 4 to get to the 7. And we know they love 4. I think that's a part of her programming. But Beyonce has handlers. And they keep her from standing on her own feet and opposing her own ways. Because in my opinion, if you leave Beyonce to her own wits, she might have left Jay-Z a long time ago. And then he would have been ruined a long time ago. So there are parties who are invested in Jay-Z and Beyonce who need her not to leave him. There is a woman, I don't think this is Solange. I always go back to Yvette. I know they love Yvette, but Yvette is an Obeah woman, so I heard. And she, because I read before and I told Beyonce, I see Yvette playing both sides with Jay-Z and you. I think she's also helping handle the both of y'all. This ain't Tina. Tina could be one of the 3. Yvette. Yvette is a big dog over there. I don't know what y'all thinking, but every time I read Beyonce in certain regards and Yvette pops up, I always see her as a woman with power. Mama Tina isn't a woman with power. She said there are certain things she wouldn't dare to say to Beyonce. Mama Tina has an allowance on the line. Yvette is in charge of the girls over there. Let me look at this Queen of Cups. Yvette handling Jay-Z and Beyonce, to be honest, in my opinion. I think that she helps clean things up and she helps be the glue to make sure Beyonce has made it this long with Jay-Z. There are parties that, look at this 3 of Cups. There are parties, since they're married, they're being handled by each other's teams, but Beyonce is being handled by her team and his. There are parties who need to keep Jay-Z in control of Beyonce. Justice. The laws are involved in some way. Silence. I think that Beyonce feels like if she leaves Jay-Z, then whatever he is prosecuted for, she too will be prosecuted for. And it's something bad. And in my opinion, it's something that the both of them can absolutely be implicated in. Something about them staying together is keeping Jay-Z from going all the way down. And Beyonce would go too. Let me clarify justice. A child. I'm not talking about the son, even though this is Ramir. I don't think this is the son. This is a child. Money. 10 of Wands. I think that there was a child, there was born, somebody threatened the Carters. They either wanted financial support to stay quiet, or they wanted public recognition of their child. But it was to stay quiet. And then something happened to this person. I know, sissy. I'm trying to keep my channel from buffering. So I'm speaking light and white. That is what they did together, in my opinion. And when she was found, Hazy was nowhere in sight, so that was his alibi. But not to say that he wasn't the one who arranged it and these other wands were involved in carrying it out. Let me see this, him being at the VMAs and his wife also announcing her pregnancy at the VMAs and Karen White dying within 48 hours. Because this, I see them being at the VMAs when she was found, and I see that being a way that he's not implicated, but something about before the VMAs. Strength. Hermit in reverse. Somebody had threatened to come out. As a matter of fact, I think that they were going to do it at the same time that Beyonce was. I think they found out that Beyonce was pregnant and said, oh, I'm announcing mine too then. Because you're not just going to push me off to the side. I read her on this channel before. Shall we do it again for a refresher? Sure. Somebody was going to come out, and then somebody was unalive. They was going to come out with or without the money. And that was going to create mess for this man, this woman, and this child. And here we have Beyonce being pregnant too again. Would you guys like a refresher on Kathy? Sure. Because I'm sure many of you have not dug that deep into my archives. But please do on a day off when y'all have nothing to do except to find out why I'm shadow banned and my channel be buffering like a motherfucker. I'll end it with Kathy. Unless you guys got something else juicy for me. That's 1:15. I'm going to start getting hungry shortly. Oh, yeah, and I got to go get my devil's lettuce. Oh, yeah, I'm going to take a break and come back. Most High Mother and Father God, let me cleanse my hands. I heard it loud and clear, cleanse your hands. Now you see why Beyonce had to stick by her man and tell us to shut up, even though she didn't think it was going to sell well with the folks who like her music. Somebody said, you ain't leaving me. If you leave me, you know where we're going? Down together. That'll make a bitch smile and nod next to a man they can't stand. And when she does, she goes into the sunken place and rocks. We all have hauntings. We all get haunted from actions in our past, things we've done, things that was done to us. That is a haunting. The memory itself, people don't die. Energy doesn't die. It's transformed from one state to another. We're all haunted. They're called memories. It's called guilt. It's called shame. When you remember something that you did and your stomach knots up, even if nobody knows you did it but you, what you feel is because you're being haunted. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that moment of guilt and shame is an opportunity to make that thing right, lest you want more problems. Sometimes we blame things on the devil, and there is no devil that exists. Everything manifests through our actions. All the good in the world has been shown through humans. All the bad in the world has been shown through humans. You haven't seen one imp, one devil or demon in the flesh walking around causing havoc. But what they do is possess your ass to do it. And what if the only devil and demon that exists are the ones that are created when we choose? We create that energy when we choose. The path is always available to us to choose. There isn't some person whispering on in your ear. You know what the fuck you're doing most of the time. It's a choice, which is why you feel guilt or shame. Why that spirit or that energy that you created through that wrongdoing haunts you. The person could be alive, but the energy from the act is what haunts you. Remember, energy doesn't die. We learned that in science class. So we all do things to cope. We all have ways to deal with hauntings, things that haunt us. But I get what you meant. Her being haunted by a real ghost. You wonder if she's haunted by a real ghost. I think the most haunted people are celebrities, which is why there's all kinds of supernatural things going on in Hollywood and things like that. It isn't really because of the energies that they conjure up in those hills. First of all, it was the energy that was already there in those hills. In the city of angels, the fallen ones, the ones that were on Mount Hermon. Anyways, but is she haunted by Kathy White? We all are, because her case hasn't been able to be dismissed by anyone yet. Nobody feels like it was solved straight and clean. So in a sense, we're all being haunted by her energy. It's the reason why we're even bringing her up for a second time on my channel. It's because we're all being haunted right now. It's just some of us welcome the hauntings. And that would make you a necromancer, like me. All right, let me re-cleanse my hands. Once I get distracted, I need the smell sometimes of the Florida water and the vibration it brings to help me recenter. Who knew I'd be talking to the dead today on a Let's Chat? That's probably why Papa Legba needed to come out. Her child would have been a girl. And she passed away in her first trimester, somewhere between 8 to 10 weeks. Most High Mother and Father God, please allow me to conjure up the spirit, the soul, and the collective energy of Kathy White. A ball of anger is what this woman is. She ain't had no rest, no peace. This woman is angry. She ain't going nowhere. She haunts all of them, including Blue Blue. She ain't going nowhere until she gets justice, not for her, but for her daughter, because she has to observe the child that was presented to us as their golden firstborn child. And all she can see is the resemblance. And the baby that she gets to see, since they're on this in the same plane, even as a baby, she sees the resemblance in who she says is her sister. This woman don't give no fuck about none of them people, not even their children, in my opinion. There's no empathy even for the children because there was none for hers. Kathy White, why are you dead? Did you have an aneurysm or something like that? Was your passing a natural occurrence? Something where nature just took over the circumstances, and it brought you to your death? What was your life like in the last few days, months, weeks, years even, of your passing? If it was not a natural passing, identify the person who took your life or the circumstances that took your life. Yes, congrats, Big Keisha, Big Mama Keisha, and the little no, hey TT, little busted baby, no, oh, hold on, let me play with Keisha, but oh, little TT, no, you said 11 days? Oh shit, I can't throw the baby. This, y'all, this Keisha baby, this me holding Keisha baby. Ari, hey little TT busted Ari. Yes, little no. You do. Okay. Lord, I'm tossing a 11-day-old, just like Christiana was throwing that baby who she knows has disorder on the bed. I told y'all, was it my members? Was it that post I made where I said she was dangerous and I said she was going to be doing things on the sly, in my opinion, to injure that baby, but in a way where it couldn't be clocked? When I saw that video of her tossing that baby that has developmental issues, sure, normal people toss their 3-year-olds on the bed, but those are 3-year-olds that don't have developmental and maybe some other issues. I clocked it as soon as I saw it because I had just did that reading. And I said I didn't even, it had to be a members live. Were we talking, it was a members live, Live, or was it a public live? I just told y'all that. And when I saw her doing that, and I thought, no, you don't do that with him. That's not a normal 3-year-old. No, don't do that. That's what I was thinking when I saw it, and then my mind came back to what I just read, and I said, we are watching it. Yes, his skull, his brain isn't fully formed. He can't do that. I said, I'm literally getting a chance to watch what I just saw in my reading the other day, and I'm not going to be a part of this because I'm going to get so upset about some shit that ain't got nothing to do with me that I'm gonna be done took matters into my hand because no, at some point somebody got to do something, and I just be like, so ain't nobody gonna do nothing? It's only on my heart to do something, huh? All right, fuck it. I said she knows exactly what she's doing, trying to get that baby more damage. Ooh hoo hoo, ooh hoo hoo, ooh hoo hoo. And another thing about that young lady is that we are watching her have a manic episode. Y'all, is entertaining it. She is having a manic episode. I said that before too. The lady is not right. She's not okay. And I'm not talking about in a way that's cute and, oh, it's just, no. We are watching somebody have a manic episode triggered by the thought and the threat of going to jail. And she is fractured. She is having a manic episode because she got triggered. Y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. Let me go back to Kathy. You can get rid of the daddy because he in the way. The baby is way more in the way than the daddy. And Krishan, Blue is setting you up. I wasn't gonna say that because I want to let him. But you ain't gonna never see this, and even if you did, you're not in the mental and emotional space to make logical decisions for yourself. He's setting you up. Only way he can really get you out of his life for good is if you go to jail. And how would you do that? Is if you're constantly being broadcast on his stream. Everybody watches y'all together, and you are going to continue to tell on yourself and do things that incriminate you, and he is going to let you do it. He is setting you up, and you think that you got him under your control, and God bless the both of you for eliminating each other. God damn it. Y'all don't watch movies where the man or the woman be like obsessed over the person and how that shit be turning out? She don't give y'all that kind of obsessive? Oh. Okay, it's just me who knows how to profile a serial killer like I did, David. Anyways, I told y'all that man too was a serial killer in the making if he were to get away with this. Because he think his celebrity covered his crime, and he would go on to continue to do more. Speaking of serial killer, Kathy White, talk to me about your passing and the circumstances thereof. If it was a natural passing, show me. Show me the wheel of fortune. Shit just was an unfortunate turn of fate. If there was a culprit behind your passing, show me. Tell me. We just want to see what happened to you from your soul's perspective, from your spirit's perspective. She don't scare me, but she's scary. Kathy. Sorry, I gotta ring Krishan off my mind. Kathy. Krishan is a danger. So many people can be harmed fooling with her. So many people allegedly have been fooling with her. Kathy. Talk to me about your passing. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody didn't want that baby to be born, or the person who was getting ready to birth it to be alive. That's off rip, first and foremost. I was unalive so that my baby could not show up. It was all about getting rid of the child and the woman carrying the child. And there was a hand that was involved in disposing of this baby. Wasn't hers, though. Challenging her, the Ace of Swords. We just saw the King and Queen of Swords in Beyonce's reading. Showed up as her and her husband. I was going to try to be an owl and keep going all the way around, but yeah, no. I start feeling the pop. Said, that's enough, bitch. I have a cousin who, when she clocks on makeup, or if you looking at her, we call it the Nyasha neck. So, and, and she really cocks hers. Like when she do it, it just really goes horizontally. And so I was trying to give Nyasha neck, but only her neck literally lays to the side. She's an Aries, so once that neck gonna cock in, her hands gonna follow soon. She pop off real quick. Such an Aries. It's on site with everybody. If she don't know you, it's on site. You gotta prove yourself to be friendly fire first, because everybody is not first. Like, don't like nobody. Doesn't like anybody. All right. Challenging Kathy, a murder, in my opinion. Ace of Swords is the worst weapon out of the deck to encounter because it's the fucking sword. That's challenging her and her baby. So it gives me violence. Also, possibly by someone who's married. That crown is also a ring on the finger. Ace of Swords sometimes has come up to me if I've read people who are asking, is their husband cheating? In that regard, I would say whether he is or he isn't planning on leaving his marriage. Because this has shown up to me as the duty and obligation of marriage. The love, truth, honesty, and all the other stuff, that this doesn't necessarily have anything to do with it, but it'll show up if somebody is not intending, no matter what they do, on leaving their marriage. So in this case, if this is the baby that doesn't need to be, then the challenge is someone who's married, who is not allowing any of his extramarital affairs to interfere with his marriage. And yes, he's cheated before, but in this regard, Beyonce was pregnant, either with her or a surrogate. Either way it goes, him and Beyonce were about to give birth to their first child after, I believe, miscarriages. But I believe Kathy was pregnant as well from the same man. So in this regard, knowing that the world was about to welcome its first Beyonce baby, and you have another woman saying, no, my baby is going to be just as important as hers, as your wife's. You lay up with me, I'm your wife when you out of town. A woman like that might be a problem. Some women will disappear. Some women say, I don't give a fuck about her being who she is. I'm having a baby too. And I want the acknowledgement as well. Wasn't you supposed to leave her? This gives me a woman who felt like she was in a relationship. I believe that this woman was under the impression that that marriage between Jay-Z and Beyonce was only a marriage and a relationship on paper. And maybe at the time it was. Because we know at some point Beyonce did leave Jay-Z. And her and Solange went gallivanting and living their best life while, and then apparently he chased her all around the world. At some point, their relationship was fractured to the point where Beyonce had left Jay-Z. I believe that Jay-Z was carrying himself like a lot of married men do, very singular. And I believe that he had taken up with Kathy in a different way than other women. I believe he might have met someone that he might have started to fall for. I think that was Kathy. Past position for Kathy, she was in a three-party situation that was dangerous. And one of those swords came to bite her in her challenging position while she was pregnant. She was in a third-party situation that was dangerous. This ain't your average Three of Cups third-party situation. This one can get dangerous. It can bring weeping, mourning, rainy days, sadness, gloomy skies, permanent damage. The Fool in reverse, the child that never got to be also the one who did. The world was celebrating one Carter baby while they were losing another one. Crowning Kathy, a man with a sword. Here we go. This doesn't give me natural causes. Here we have a culprit. The sword is challenging her. Why? Because she got in a swordy, three-party, heartfelt, heart-centered situation like an affair. Who was on her head top, or what price was on her head? Well, now we have a man, a knight. A knight moves on behalf of the king. Where did we just see the king as Jay-Z in Beyonce's reading? Behind her living in the sunken place. Behind why she's in the sunken place and the justice card, the big sword that keeps them together. This knight that goes to battle on behalf of the king was on her head top. So below, Page of Cups in reverse, the woman and her daughter. Obviously, the child wasn't old enough or far along enough for the gender to be revealed. I am saying it was going to be a girl. That's an old school rumor that came from nowhere. It's, you know, they will put out rumors or answers to rumors to throw people off from the real juice. That Gwyneth Paltrow being Becky with the good hair, Rachel Roy being Becky with the good hair, in my opinion, was put out there by their team. Because at the same time, people were talking about Kathy White. No, so they drop a little bit of tea to rumors if they want to spoil the tea. Like with Jay-Z and Beyonce being on the flight log for the Epstein plane. Were they on it? Yes. But so that people would dismiss even the fact that they were on it. And I've said everybody was chartering his plane. So it didn't have to be anything nefarious. But that whole anonymous call about Jay-Z and Memphis Bleak being traffickers, I believe that they did that. Why? Because it was so outrageous and far away from the truth that the whole truth got thrown out with that. They were on those flight logs. But does that mean that they did anything except for charter the plane or be a guest on the plane? It doesn't mean anything. But they didn't want any association with that at all. So the whole baby was thrown out with the bathwater because I believe that they always drop rumors and narratives so that they can come out and then debunk them. Then it makes it seem like the general public and the blogs are always making up lies about us. But they'll put them out there knowing that they're lies so that they can debunk them. Then it seems like everything that people says about us is a lie. Anyways, There's smart, and then there's weird smart. And that's where I come in. All right. Kathy White's current action position. The Hermit in reverse. You know what the Hermit card is? A Virgo card. The Hermit is a Virgo card. And there's a star there. Now, who do we know is a Virgo who's also a star? But it's in Kathy White's current actions position, meaning that at the same time that a Virgo star was coming out of hiding, the Hermit is in solitude and hiding. In reverse, he comes out of isolation with their baby. In her current actions, she was pregnant at the same time a Virgo was coming out of hiding with her pregnancy. How she was being perceived at the time of her death? A fucking problem. Someone who needed to be stopped, especially in the early stages of gestation. A problem. Hopes and fears for Kathy. Let this be a pentacle. Oh no. She wanted to be seen. She wanted them to break up. Or she wanted to be treated as a part of the family, meaning she wanted her family with Jay-Z to be acknowledged in some way. Again, I think she wanted them to break up. She wanted them to break up. This is why she wouldn't comply like the other side chicks. She feels like I have Jay-Z's baby. And currently, Beyonce ain't fulfilling our man. This is a woman who wanted to replace his wife. And she wanted to be loud about it and proud about it. And she wanted him to leave Beyonce, probably because she was with Jay-Z while him and Beyonce were on the outs. And he done went and made a family with her. So, oh, now that she's pregnant? Now, no. What about everything that you just said? What about the plans that we made while you've been laid up with me? And Kathy's outcome? A fire sign man. Who the fuck is this? This is a fire sign king. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. As Kathy's outcome. You got a fire sign man and a Virgo in Kathy White's reading. We only know of Kathy White because of her association with a fire sign man who has a Virgo wife. Let me bring you back to this question of the reading. Was your passing natural, or was there a culprit? And if there was a culprit, identify them. The outcome of her passing is a king, which is a man who is a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. And the king of wands in reverse is a tyrant. He's a bully. He's mean. He can send a knight to do his dirty work while he's at the VMAs, announcing blue. See all that blue coming out of that cup? Oh, is that? Oh, that is a Beyonce lyric. Well, Liv did just gag alive. I mean, y'all got to give her. She ate with that one. And she was quick with it, too. King of Wands and Kathy White's outcome. Ooh, he's a strong and powerful king who shares DNA with her or whatever's in her. He's a strong king, has strength behind him. The Chariot in reverse, this affair was going to ruin his family image, especially now that he and his public wife are at a show waving and welcoming their new baby. In reverse, though, clarifying him, she was about this affair was going to ruin the new family that sprung from this King of Wands. I want to look into this Knight because her cause of death was like an aneurysm or something. But we have a king and a knight here, both of who go into battle. And this one is carrying the deadliest weapon. So this would be the hitter, the henchman, in my opinion. Smells like they carry a badge. Smells like they carry a badge. One of their friends that nobody knows is a friend of theirs. This is an association or a friend of theirs that they can outwardly be friends with. This is from their secret circle of people. That's where this Knight comes from. Their secret circle of people. I almost said Secret Service. The High Priestess in reverse feels like law enforcement. The High Priestess holds the Torah, which is the book of law, because Torah translates to law. In my, oh, and look, B and J. This is usually my Rock Nation card because Beyonce, Jay-Z, and the informant Desiree Perez, or former informant Desiree Perez. This is a hitter, in my opinion, from that group of people, the Rock group of people. And I think they have access to law enforcement. Here is the hit. On behalf of two people. This is a goon. They have associations, in my opinion, with law enforcement. I think this was a cop or some form of law enforcement. And this is not my first time reading Jay-Z and seeing a police or a retired police officer show up as a henchman in one of his readings. Kathy White, what was your real cause of death? Did they inject you with something in between the toes? Was it a chemical that they injected into you to induce what looks like an aneurysm? Knight of Pentacles. I don't know if she was dead when she was found in her house. She might have still been alive when she was picked up by the ambulance. Oh no, she was picked up by the people who did her in. She was still alive in her home. She didn't die in her home. She died after she was in the care of the laws and the medical professionals, in my opinion. She was not dead before the authorities was called to pick her up. She was carried out and ushered into the devil's hand, and she would not have died if it wasn't for her being picked up by the authorities. Nasty work. Her death happened, I believe, in the ambulance, strapped to a gurney or a bed, unable to move. And who do we have here in the upright, holding her pentacle to this day? An earth sign woman, Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. And that's where the connection with the laws and the such come in my opinion. Okay? Thank you guys for enjoying Story Time with Dina. Thank you, Kathy White. Questions, comments before I go? Because I'm hungry and I'm ready to smoke something. Whew. This live, I'm ready to smoke something so I can come down. Y'all smoke weed to get high. I smoke weed to bring me back down. I'm higher than I ever want to be right now. I gotta come back down to earth. Could be. I mean, when you're that high up, you make a lot of enemies. Eventually, some of them arrows gonna start to hit, and you're gonna start to feel it. Get a little weaker. All right. Well, this was a cute little razzle dazzle. I shall return shortly. Maybe. If y'all don't see me come back today, y'all will see me after the offering ceremony tomorrow. We are giving offerings to the ancestors while there is a rare 6 planet planetary alignment. As a matter of fact, that was probably one of the reasons why it was impressed on me to allow the ancestors to speak. And tomorrow we will be honoring them with offerings. Shout out to everybody who sent in their money for their offering. And shout out to all of you who have, well, I say the two of you who have asked for my wish list for my place. I don't know if I thanked you personally because it was so much going on, but thank you to you all. My Dutch pot, it arrived. So shout out to Road or Rose Moon. And I can't remember everything else that's come in. It's stuff that I haven't checked yet, but thank you. Absolutely, Anj. You can email me at beyondtheveiladina@gmail.com or text me if you're already a client. I will be giving offerings of libation, cola nut, or food. You can send an amount of however much you like, but it has to be a $20 minimum because that covers the amount that I spent on those items. And if you have a specific request, you can request an item. I may or may not do it if it's outrageous because I can't have several people asking for different things. My ancestors like steak, my ancestors like collard greens and cornbread and oxtails and all of that stuff. I obviously can't do that. But if you have like a special request, I will try to make that possible. So you can send in an amount, any amount that you would like. You can request a certain item, or you can just send it in and say, this is towards the offering ceremony for the spirits. I mean, this as well as all of my ceremonies are recorded, not the entire thing, because there are parts where I have to engage, so I can't be holding the camera. And then I do send them out as a visual receipt to participants, and they are posted on my Instagram. So, okay, Erica. Um, like there are certain things that I know spirits like, the ancestors like, especially the spirits that I work with. And if you're my client, then most of you have worked with them too. Like Papa Legba, always get him a good dark liquor, a bourbon, a whiskey, or a rum, candy, tobacco. There's still a little bit of leftover crushed up tobacco right there. So that's what we do for Papa Legba. Um, and that's just an example. I can't run through all the spirits and their offerings, but I have them covered. And we'll be offering and honoring them tomorrow, giving gratitude for how they protect us and help us in ways that we acknowledge and ways that we don't. Um, this is to give them energy too, so that whatever the fuck that they're doing on the other side, that they have our energy and support, just like they support us and give us, empower us as well. And it's to say thank you, because I'm a practitioner. A lot of you all have worked with me, and even though when you guys get ceremonies with me, a part of the fee that you pay covers your offering. So when you see a ceremony that has food items or flowers, those are the offerings to the spirits. I don't do any ceremony without giving an offering to the spirit on your behalf, because I can't have them looking at you crazy like you want something out of me. I don't know you like that. It's an exchange of energy. So this is just a moment while there are rare planetary alignments to stop and say, I think y'all are over on the other side, kicking ass, putting belt to ass, and taking names on our behalf. Let us honor you, send you some libation, some energy, some reinforcement. So whatever y'all doing, we know that it affects us, and we here for it. We support. It's you and us together, as above, so below. So that's the purpose of the offering ceremony. It's not to ask for anything, it's to give. Because we ask a lot. Of course, Keisha, no problem. All right, with that being said, love y'all. See y'all later, maybe. Depends on how I feel. And if I don't see you later, see you tomorrow after the ceremony. Love you, except for the trolls. Bye.